it's actually done. Got it. There we go. All right, cool. So welcome everybody. Basically what we're going to be going over today is a program called ListReports. I'm going to probably be talking this way to you guys most of the time. So sorry, everyone on that side. So basically ListReports, the way I see ListReports is essentially it's a tool to help you create open house flyers, social media marketing tiles, social media marketing links that you can send out, like specific groups of homes that have come on the market in a specific area. Basically, it's just a bunch of free marketing that you can use for print media and social media. And there's just so many different aspects to it. So let's just.
Mike, I have a question about ListReports. Because I haven't used it. Is that a subscription service or is that free?
It is a free report. Thank you for that softball question, because that's exactly the perfect thing to talk about, Gina. So thank you. ListReports is actually free for any real estate agent. There are, like I said, a lot of different marketing features that you can have access to for free. But then there are additional features that you can have access to if you are paired with a loan officer that pays for the ListReports subscription. Now, I do pay for the ListReports subscription, so anyone here who has a free account, if they want to pair with me, then they get access to all of the features that ListReports offers. Does that answer your question, Gina?
It does sort of. So when you say pair with you, what do you mean?
So basically all pairing means with me is just means that on your marketing, I would be a co-branded loan officer on your marketing. So let me give you just a quick example of how an open house flyer would look. This is actually one of the Shannon Jones team listings that I just grabbed this morning. Oh, here we go. And let me just show you just a quick idea of what an open house flyer looks like. Thank you very much to the Shannon Jones team for having this listing for us to do the flyer on. So let's say Hallie were to do an open house for this specific property. We can walk through how easy it is to create the flyer. But essentially it looks just like this, where you have on the bottom right hand corner, it would be co-branded with the loan officer that you're paired with. So that's really all that means, Gina, is that I would show up in the marketing branding piece on there. And then there's a lot more information on the back side of the open house flyer as well. Schools in your area, outdoor activities, neighborhood eats, things like that.
Okay, that's great. Because I mean, you already know I call you a million times about stuff, so I would love to take advantage of this.
Cool, absolutely. Well, then let's walk through creating an account. So if everybody who wants to sign up for ListReports wants to go to listreports.com and create their account, we can go ahead and start there. So I'm going to. Actually, yeah. Who wants to be a now, Bronson? You already have ListReports. Austin, thank you very much for volunteering. Do you want to come up here?
Sure.
Okay, cool, man. You want to sit right here, and I'll walk through it a little bit with you.
You want me to bring all my stuff?
If you want to bring your laptop, if you can.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's do it. Just because I want to make sure that everybody that I'm, giving the right information as far as like, where to click where. Obviously, you can already see that Hallie has a ListReports account. And so I just want to make sure that the initial setup is easy for everybody to understand. So you want to go ahead and go to listreports.com.
Well,
Yeah, let's sit down right here. And I'd just love to see. So yeah, go ahead and go ahead and start filling that out. So it's first name, last name. Let me know if anybody is getting caught up on anything, but it should be listreports.com. Yeah, so first name, last name. Company name is going to be Keller Williams Coastal Properties. Now, office zip code is 90803. The reason the office zip code is asked right there is because as you go further into the marketing kits, you're going to see that your default market is going to be typically initially just your office address zip code itself. You can change the default zip code if you want. Let's say you're trying to just do like marketing pieces in a specific farm or something like that. You can adjust those down the road. So you got the zip code, you got your cell phone number in there, email, and you created a password. So go ahead and click sign up.
You know, there's a few other Mike Hardys in here. We need to get rid of them.
No, we don't need to get rid of them. We just need to make sure we click on the right one.
Right. Don't get
Right?
rid of
I
them.
can't say don't get rid of them, right? Or can't say.
Well, I can.
Okay, well, thanks. All right, so once you're in there, so now that you've created it, so actually that's cool. The very first thing that pops up is it says, welcome to ListReports, pair with a loan officer to unlock all of the features. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you will be limited on some of the features. I would love to be paired with each and every one of you. But it ultimately is up to you. So if you click, Mike Hardy, and then click the search button.
Now, is that something that can be interchanged later?
Yes, it can be changed later if you'd like. Yeah, absolutely. So I am going to be the one with, looks like it's the first one that pops up and it says Mike Hardy, Fairview Mortgage Capital, and it lists my cell phone number on there. My NMLS ID is 1175689. Just to make sure you click the right one if you're going for that. And it should say you're now paired with Mike Hardy, and you can click Let's Go or X out.
Should I go back to home?
Yeah, you can go back to home. All right. So does anybody need any assistance to get up to this point, or has everybody successfully created an account to be able to log in and see this home screen that's currently being shared? Ray gives me the thumbs up. Thank you, Ray. Big thumbs up. There we go.
Yes, I also paired with you. So,
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very
that's cool. Thank you.
much.
So just one thing,
Uh-huh.
mine says 90803, yours says Long Beach.
Cool. Yeah, we can go over that in settings. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Let's see.
I'm gonna put one.
Yeah, bookmarking is a great idea. Absolutely.
I don't know how.
And now that we've got you created, I think we're set.
Okay.
As far as because now everybody's experience will be exactly what's up there. So thank you
I'll
so
go back
much.
to my seat.
Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for Austin for volunteering. Thank you. That was my round of applause. You guys are leaving them hanging. All right.
Oh,
Do you have any questions?
yes. What was the website? Because I have to go get mine.
Sure, no problem. It's listreports.com. Hi, Teresa.
Hi,
You're on it? Cool. So when you click
and then just sign up.
and then sign up, yeah. So first name, last name, it's going to ask for your contact info. The company name, Keller Williams Coastal Properties. And then let me know if you get stuck on anything. Okay. And then also once you create the account, it'll say, would you like to pair with a loan officer? And if you type in my name, Mike Hardy, you'll see Fairview Mortgage Capital that's who I am. You don't have to choose me, but
Oh, I will.
cool, thank you. All right, cool. So now that we've got that, let's talk a little bit about first things first. Let's go into your, let's see here, settings. Okay, and actually it's going to be profile instead. Okay, so did everybody see in the top right-hand corner where it says your name, you're going to click that little down arrow and click on profile, not settings. Sorry about that. Okay, so you're gonna wanna make sure that your first name, last name is listed in there, realtor is listed in there. As far as your headshot, probably smart to get that uploaded as soon as possible, because when you go to create your first marketing kit, and that'll include, you know, postcards and open house flyers and website landing page for your listing that you're presenting. All of that you want to be accurately represented, right? So you need to make sure that you have your headshot in there. Very important, because people need to know what you look like. So make sure you have all of this filled out. In the license number, I just made sure we click the DRE. It's kind of funny that back in the day, it used to be BRE, and now we've switched back to the Department of Real Estate. As far as the MLS connection, that's something that you might want to talk to your maybe broker about if you have questions about that. I haven't gone through the MLS connection, but understand that if you don't already have the MLS connection in there, then it's just going to just use like the general aggregate data from all the other websites, such as, you know, Zillow, Redfins, and things like that. As you can see on here, she has actually already created the CRMLS. Welcome, Chris.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. We're going through list reports, and I think you already created the account, right?
Yeah,
Last week.
Perfect. It was good.
Nice. Okay, cool. We're going to go through some extra features that are in it today. So as far as text to lead code, now the text to lead code is going to be something that you can customize if you click the settings. That text to lead code is only available to people who have been paired with loan officers in there as well. Once you're in here, this is just kind of the setting. Sorry, here, let me grab this here. Yeah, so when you first click that settings button, it's going to open you up to notifications, but you're going to want to tab over to the marketing kit settings tab. And in there will be a change code option. Now, if you don't change this and you leave it just generically, you know, whatever generic code is already on there, that's totally fine as well. It'll just probably be like your name and a bunch of random numbers. So if you want to change that and customize it, you absolutely can. So let's go back to profile as well, so we can kind of finish everything on here. So now that we've got the individual's information all saved, go ahead and click save. Make sure you don't lose that. And then we're going to tab over to company, the company tab.
Hey, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, so for the code, you're supposed to put in our own code, right?
If
Except
you
like
would
a
like
signed
to,
code.
if you would like to, you can. If there's not a code, there should be already a code in there, right?
Mine did it. It said a signed code.
Oh, cool. Wow. Then let's do it. Let's assign a code. So I believe it's supposed to be. So it's 10 characters max. You could spend some time figuring that out. Honestly, you could do a bunch of different things. So take some time to think about that. But the text to lead code does have to be limited to 10 characters. We can get into kind of where you'll see that code in some of the marketing kits. Just understand that text to lead code will show up on just about all of your marketing. And it's also, when people follow that lead code and text to it, it'll show up in the My Leads section of list reports. And so it's important to make sure that you have that set up on something. Sorry, let's go back to profile and go back to company for the company profile. The company name should already be listed in there because that's what you did to set up. And then make sure you have the street address. And then luckily everybody here is with Keller Williams Coastal Properties. So if you don't know the address by heart, you can read it on the screen. And then as far as the office phone number, because your cell phone number is listed on your the main part of your profile, You don't necessarily need to list the office phone number on there, especially if you want any incoming phone calls to be going to your cell phone, because I know us in this real estate industry, we all love to be on our cell phones all the time. And then as far as the company logo is concerned, on the company tab, there's a logo option. Now, if you don't have your own personalized logo, you can go to the KW Coastal Hub and download the KW Coastal Properties logo in there as well. Does everybody know? Is everybody familiar with KW Coastal Hub? Yeah. Good one. All right, now that we have company set up and personal setup, does anybody need any assistance finishing up that initial setup? We good? We good on there? Do we get to take the next step into the meat and potatoes of this now? All right. Thank you for all getting through this initial part with me. I know it was a little painful, but we got through it. All right, so let's talk about, or actually, you know what? Let's just start a new one here. I'm gonna copy this address and archive this one. That way you can see what it looks like from scratch. All right, so let's say you just got a new open house opportunity and you want to create some open house flyers, and you know the address because the listing agent told you here's the address of the property that you get to do the open house at, but you don't know really that much about it and you want to get some marketing material together. So you're going to click on new marketing kit, the big red button right there. And then all you're going to do is type in the address. This is the pre-saved address that I just copied from the beautiful Shannon Jones team listing on 8th Street. It's actually a pretty cool property. I like it a lot. Okay, now that that address is in there.
What's the address? So maybe we can.
Sure, yeah, let's all do it together. Yeah, so the address, just in case you can't read that up there, 2728 East 8th Street, and that's Long Beach with a zip code 90804.
How'd you get that?
The way I got that address is I just went on Zillow and searched just for an open or just for a home, basically, and like an active listing, and I saw that it was Brad and Shannon's, and I thought, hey, you know what? Let's give them a little bit of, you know, airtime in the class. So this is one of theirs. I'm not doing an open house on theirs. This is a training exercise. I don't believe we're all doing an open house for the Shannon Jones team this weekend. Make sense?
Now we are, Mike.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yes, sir.
Can I just get the address one more time?
Sure. Yeah. The address is 2728 East 8th Street, 90804. And when you start to type that in, you'll see it show up. It'll like kind of populate below it, and you can click on that one. Teresa, if you have an open house coming up and you know the address, you might be better off just typing in that address. Yeah, and Austin can do that too because he's got one. Awesome. That's great. Cool. Everybody got their address in? All right. So next step, you're going to do the drop down on the property details. Now, most of this information will get ported over from the MLS that you've linked, or just the aggregate data from like Zillow and Redfin if you have not connected your MLS.
How do you connect your MLS?
That's something I can go over with you later. Yeah, because that one, she already hooked up or connected her MLS a long time ago, and there's some extra steps in it, and so we didn't want to
Confusing.
yeah, we didn't want to release hers because there's kind of like a 2-day waiting period on it. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So, but we can definitely go over it offline for sure. Now, this specific property, I actually looked through the listing itself, and I noticed that it has a really cool basement in it. And for some reason, it didn't import the information that it has 2 stories on it. So sometimes that will happen. And you just need to check these boxes just to make sure that there's information in there, because it just may be missing from the listing itself. And so it's always good to just do this little drop down for property details and make sure that everything in here is accurate. Sometimes, yes, believe it or not, there are spelling errors in your description as well. So if you want to proofread it, go for it. But Brad and Shannon, I'm sure, did a beautiful job on this description. I haven't read through it, but I'm sure it's great. Now, on the optional photo selection part. So this is optional. You don't have to choose them, but if you're the one that's, presenting this and you're happy about marketing this specific home at your open house, you might want to select the ones that you specifically want. So the hero image is going to be the largest image, as you can see from the little preview on the right. And so it's always good to click that one first. And these are the photos that have been imported directly from the MLS. So you'll want to click whichever one you want to be the largest one and click save. Image 2 can be whatever other special features that are unique to that property or you think should be a part of the marketing, and click save on both of these next images. And let's see here. Yeah, look at this downstairs basement, super cool. All right, you do have the option to click select more photos. And when you do, if you see the sample preview on the right side, you can see that number 4 and number 5 are now open for new photos. I typically just do, I typically see it with just the 3 chosen, because those other 2 boxes list the number of beds and the number of baths. So it just ends up making it look a little bit cleaner, as opposed to, 5 photos all squished up next to each other. So it gives you just a little bit more of a clean look. All right, now as far as the customize your marketing material, which will be our step 4, you have default color options here if you check that box, but I know she likes that Joker's jacket, but we're going to change her default to, guess what? There is a pre-made Keller Williams Realty color pack. And if you click on Keller Williams Realty and then click the checkbox, make this my default color theme, it'll change it going forward, and they'll always come out like that. You can certainly do whichever one you want, add them. But we do know how much we love Keller Williams red, right? Now, if you do have an open house coming up, you can list the date. Let's say it's the 26th. I don't know which day that is at all. So this may be like a Tuesday, horrible time, but so you can list the date in there for the open house as well. Now that we've done that, and then as far as special instructions, that might be, something that you would use for, like, if this was a condo and there was something you needed to talk to them, or, make sure that you presented about the HOA or the amenities in the complex. Once you've completed all of that, and you have gotten the permission from the listing agent affiliated with this property, which I would imagine, if you are holding an open house for somebody on the weekend, that you've gotten the permission of that listing agent, and let them know that you would like to create marketing material for your open house on the weekend. So just make sure that they're aware of this. Don't just go creating a bunch of marketing presentations and putting them out everywhere without communicating that to the listing agent. All right, so once you click submit there, you're going to see, you should be seeing this screen. I always say, let's click on the expedite button, because it actually goes pretty darn fast. So I'm going to go ahead and click the OK button, and it should route me back here. You can see on the right-hand side that this current marketing kit for this property is processing. Yes, sir.
Do you know if every one person? Same address?
They should be able to. Yeah. Are you having some issues?
My stuff's not working. I don't know why. Like I put the address into the open house and thing.
Mhm.
It's like, it's not filling in and it won't let me put the bedrooms in.
Okay, so is it a brand new listing?
I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay, so that was thanks for bringing that up. I don't know if it is a new listing or not, but I do know that one of the issues that some agents have had is when they put in that address, if it's for an open house that's, let's say the open house is going to be Saturday, you already know you have it scheduled, but it actually hasn't been listed on the MLS yet, and they're planning on doing it on Friday. In that case, if you put the address in, then it's not an active listing, and so it may not pull all of the data that
It's not
you
gonna
need.
auto-populate, plus it may not be linked to the CR MLS, right? Unless you link it. That's the only way I'll be able to pull up the information.
Yeah. That's another reason. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
And
don't know,
so-
maybe it didn't connect to the MLS correctly. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe that specific one did. Do you want to try it with this address
Okay.
instead, so you can go through it, and then I can sit down with you after the class to make sure that we get that one set up for your Laguna open house. Sound good?
Yeah.
You want that address again?
One more time. yeah.
Sure, yeah, let's do it. 2728 East 8th Street.
Cool. Got it.
Awesome. All right. Now that we've, thank you for that perfectly timed question, because now it's done processing. So let's click on the view button for the marketing kit. So now that we're in the marketing kit here, this is where the exciting stuff happens. Once I can scroll this thing down. There we go. All right, so on the top, you're going to see shareables. The shareables are going, sorry for everybody on Zoom, that's a little jumpy here. So the shareables on top there, if you click view on the first one for just listed, if you see on the left-hand side of the screen, it actually just tabbed me over to the shareables section. So in here, you have a few different options as far as your template for the just listed. Now, this can be for social media ads and posts, whether this is Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, but just understand that there are several different templated options. This specific one, if you see the explore nearby option, that's actually one that, again, is only optional to people who are paired with a loan officer. But keep in mind that on this specific template, underneath the template that you've chosen, you can select the info that you want to be presented on that little tab. So you can have area amenities, schools in the area, my personal favorite, which is restaurants nearby, because I love to eat food, and outdoor activities for those of you who like to go outside. All right, so now that we've covered a little bit about that shareable, let's go back to the marketing kit for this property. So click view one more time and wait for this to load a little. So just like that, just like the just listed social tile that they call shareables, you'll see that there's an open house, under contract, and recently sold shareable as well. So they work the same exact way. You can take a look at those at your leisure. Another thing that is specific to being paired with a loan officer is you have a property website. Now, if we click on that, you'll get to see, essentially, this is the same information that's put together on your open house flyer. but it's just presented in a, what's that? Oh, 2728 East 8th Street. Mhm. Yeah, 2723. Did you get that one? Cool. So on this one, you have, obviously the about the home is going to give you some information about the description. And then it also has photo gallery, financing info, meet your agent. This contact lead form right here is going to be similar to the text to lead code that we set up earlier in your profile. All right, let's take a look at the open house flyer. We can click view here, or if you're doing the open house flyers, that you're going to be printing out, you'd click the download button. But let's take a quick view on that. So if you see in here, remember how I typed in that open house date and time? Yes.
My one, it doesn't have the open house Friday, 8/26 at the bottom.
Sure. Yeah. So that's going to be on, let me go back here. So her question, just in case anybody on Zoom couldn't hear her question, excuse me, her question was how to get the open house date and time on there. So if it's an existing marketing kit, you'll click on edit. Mhm. From there, you should be able to scroll down. I believe it's section 5, maybe 4. I don't remember. This is actually still loading. Yes, that would be it. Update open house information. Cool. Let's go back. Sorry, guys, this is a little bit of a slow computer today. How's everybody else's computer doing? We getting through it? Everybody on Zoom, you guys holding in there?
Yes, that I didn't know you can actually connect your MLS, and I did that, and that was so cool. It like literally populated the open house information that I needed for this weekend. Super cool. Thanks, Mike.
Oh, wait, did you say it? So because you connected the MLS?
Yep. I didn't know that. Yeah, I had that. I told you earlier, I don't have the account, but I did have it. And I didn't know you can connect it to MLS. So I've usually just been like doing this double work when I've done the open house flyers in here. And this time around, I didn't have to. It was super cool. Yeah, it just populated it everywhere. Super awesome.
Yeah, another cool feature that I've noticed, I've actually heard some feedback from agents, is that if it's your listing that you've listed and you've connected your MLS, as soon as you list it, they send you an email. ListReports sends you an email and says, congrats on your new listing. We've automatically created your marketing kit for you because it's your listing. And they're like, well, we know that you should have it because it's your listing. So that's pretty cool that they just do that automatically. So once we're, now that this is all loaded again, let's go back down. We left off on the open house flyer. If you want to do just the infographic, you can click on those themselves. And really, it's just going to be the basic info about, outdoors, neighborhood eats around there, schools in the area, same information that's going to be on the open house flyer, but you can use it for social media and things like that. Really, one of my favorite things about all of this marketing kit is that the marketing presentation is all so similar that it looks like you have a marketing team working on your print media and your websites that you do and postcards that you send out. And we'll get into list packs here shortly as well. So it just kind of looks like you have a big marketing team behind you when it's really just little old us on our computers. Okay, let's go down here just a little bit further. So there is a pre-listing presentation that you can view on there. And then there's also a neighborhood report. The last piece that we're going to talk about on this page is going to be the sign riders. Now, when you pair with a loan officer, like you guys did today, you should be eligible for a free sign rider. And so if you click the view button on that, I would recommend that before you order that sign rider, that you change that text to lead code. That way it's on brand for whatever you're looking to do on all of your marketing pieces. Make sense? Great. And does everybody knows what a sign rider is, right? Like goes on top of the open house sign in the front yard.
Yeah.
So there's the open house signs that are like a big pole, stick it in the ground, goes up, there's a bar that goes across the top and it hangs like your sign. This piece rides on top of the sign. So it's a sign rider. All right, let's close out of this. Okay, now that we've gone through the marketing kit piece of ListReports, we're going to go into, perfect, we got about 22 minutes left. That should be some good time to go through what's called list packs. So let's go over to the list packs tab on the left side of the screen. Now, all those marketing kits, those are great for, specific properties you're doing an open house for, things like that. It's all about that specific property. But, sometimes we don't always have an open house on the weekend, right? And so sometimes you just want to create some sort of marketing material that you can send out on social media. Now, shareables is always a good tab. They just have basic info in there under the shareables tab. Let me just show you that one real quick before we jump into list packs, because list packs is the kind of the grand finale. I think it's pretty cool. So under the shareables tab, you'll see all of these really just nicely pre-made daily shareables. Wednesday, Tuesday, you can go back. Let's say if you don't like any of the ones that are up for today's option, you can notice that there's several per day. So you can just go back and grab one from earlier in the week if you liked, 2 on the same day. So that's a great thing to just put on social media. But now let's jump into list packs, because it's my favorite part of ListReports. I think it's pretty neat. So live list packs. Now, live list packs are going to be the live part of it means they will constantly update the information. Oh yeah, you got to go. Sorry, Bronson. This was the part I told you I was excited for you to see.
Oh.
So I will show you personally later.
I have a couple.
Cool. All right. Okay, man. All right, cool. Then I'll jump into it quick. Live list packs. Best thing to do to start out with this is on that live list packs, scroll down to the create new tab. Now, basically what this is going to do is what you're going to do is create a custom curated list of properties that are for sale in a specific zip code or a specific neighborhood with specific features, whether it's price. Teresa, are you okay? Are you trying to find it?
This one?
Oh, okay, cool. All right, she's on it. She's got it.
A little slow.
All right. You know what? Before we jump into creating one, let me just show you a completed one first. That way it just makes a little bit more sense so that each one of you can create your own. So I'm just going to show you one that says homes with pools first. What's that? Oh, okay, no problem. So basically what this list pack is a group of listings that are consistently updated from the MLS that have pools in the Long Beach area. Now, you can copy the link, send it to somebody, you can share it on Facebook, send it by email. Real quick, what we're going to do is click preview so that we can see what it is and so that Bronson can get an idea of just how cool it is before he has to leave for the day. And then we'll walk through how to create these list packs. Okay, so now that how do I get that out of my screen? Well, I'll just try not to accidentally click stop share. All right, so this first one, well, actually, if you'll see on the very top, you'll see this is 1 of 22. So that means of the criteria that I built this live list pack with, there are 22 properties in the Long Beach area that are currently for sale with a pool that are single family residences. And so that was the criteria that I put in. And you can share this on social media. You can share this to a client who has very unique specific criteria, and they can scroll through it at their leisure. Now, the way that I think that would be best utilized is a regularly scheduled specific set of properties that you post on social media once a week. Now, if you want to be farming a specific area, or you're trying to, maybe for some reason you just absolutely love all of the homes in, yeah, thanks a lot, Bronson. Let's say you just love all of the homes on Clark Avenue right here. Let's say, no, we can't drill it down to that. So let's say you like all of them in a specific neighborhood. You want to be a part of, farming that area. Well, obviously you have a lot of print media that you can create with list reports that you can hand out to people in that neighborhood. But also every single week you can post on social media, here's all of the properties in this specific neighborhood, so that you become somewhat of a neighborhood expert for that specific location. All right, let's jump into how to create one of these. There we go. All right, so I'm going back to list packs. So on the live list packs page, you'll scroll down to the red button that says create new. Oh yeah, I forgot that was another really cool one that you can do for upcoming open houses. That's pretty neat. Yeah. All right, list packs names. Who has an idea for this one? Let's do 3 bedrooms. Let's say someone just wants all 3 bedrooms. We'll have a bunch of items listed in here, I'm sure. Now, under cover image, if you click select, they'll give you just a bunch of pre-canned images. If you don't like any of those for whatever reason, you can always go to, I don't know if you guys have heard of Unsplash. You guys ever used Unsplash?
Never heard of them.
Unsplash, yeah, it's UN Splash, Unsplash. They're all random photos, like high quality photos that are searchable, that have all the rights released to them. So you can download them and use them for any marketing that you want, because they've released all the rights to them. So it's a really great website. When you go on there and type in real estate, you'll be like, oh, I've seen all of these photos before, because that's what all the people use for marketing, because the rights have been released and anybody can download them. So it's a really great website. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a random one in here. Let's see here. This looks like it could be in Long Beach, right? Maybe I'll do an indoor one. All right, let's click save here. Description. These homes all have 3 bedrooms for your big family.
So you basically found the cover image from by Unsplash.
Oh, so no, I didn't go to Unsplash for this one. You know what? If I click Control T, oh, they can see it. Okay, great. Let me just.
I'm following you exactly.
Yeah, so if you go to Unsplash and type in whatever you want, like real estate, you can just, when you mouse over the photo, you just click the arrow down button and it'll download. And then once it's downloaded, and honestly, like, I just love that website. It is so handy. I could just sit there and scroll through those photos for a really long time. What is that? Smart device, your permission is required. No. Deny. All right, cool. Let's scroll down a little bit further. So yeah, if you wanted to download your own custom image and put it in there, you absolutely can. And I would recommend, just finding something on Unsplash. All right, now remember when I mentioned at the very beginning about the zip code in your default market area and that we circle back around to that? Well, here we have full circle. This default market area is listed, but if you're specifically trying to market a farm, I would check the box that says add a city, zip code, or neighborhood. Let's do Long Beach, California, because we all love Long Beach, California,
Absolutely.
right? And now that that's been added, which that was my default market area anyways, okay. So price points, you can set price parameters. Understand that obviously if you list those on there, it's going to adjust the sample size as well. Now, because this specific list pack, I chose to do 3 bedrooms for your big family. My only criteria that I want to list in this one is going to be 3+ bedrooms. Actually, the next thing I'm going to check is going to be single family homes. You can do multifamily condos as well. If they have an open house coming up, or I'm sorry, if you want your list pack to only include homes that have open houses coming up, you can click that button. Now, the virtual tours is actually pretty darn cool as well.
Okay.
So if you end up creating one that's like, here's all of the virtual tour homes in this specific neighborhood, then, I would imagine that would be, somebody would really like to look at that. And I would imagine your engagement level from just people looking at it on social media would be a lot higher because it's very visually appealing. So that might be a good idea for something that you can go into. If you wanted to do homes with just a pool, you can check that box there. I have not played around too much with the keywords, but keep in mind those keywords are likely going to be pulling from the MLS description. Turnkey is a great idea.
Or fixer up.
Yeah, or fixer upper. Okay, great ideas in here from Teresa. Love it. All right, now we'll click. Now that everyone has kind of decided what they want to for the list pack, click create custom list pack.
Okay.
And it's now loaded here.
What? I got empty this pack.
You got an empty list pack?
I emptied all of everything I have and I got it empty.
Not quite, because you have pools and upgraded kitchen. So yeah, so like I was saying before, keep in mind that the more parameters you give it, your sample size will just get smaller and smaller. So that's actually kind of surprising to think you didn't do that many details on there, and it still just gave you nothing. So
This is
East Los Altos. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's great. Perfect. Okay, cool. Yeah, now let's take a look at let's see here. You know what? It doesn't tell me how many are in there on this screen. So let's click preview.
okay. This is so fun.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It's a great way to just create marketing just like that. And it just looks like you've got a whole marketing team behind you. Okay, cool. So we're looking at this now. The only criteria that I put in there is that it needed to have 3 bedrooms and that it had to be a single family residence. Now, as you can see, there's 202 search criteria results on there. So, yeah, that is interesting. Well, did you do a zip code?
No,
What did you type in?
exactly like yours.
Oh, it said East
But
Los
well,
Altos.
that's the name, the detail name that you wanted to just to write.
Oh, maybe in the market area. Gotcha. Okay.
Different.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Okay, so since I did all of Long Beach for 3 bedrooms and I have 202, let's say for some reason you make a mistake like I did and just made the parameters too large. If you're wanting to edit this specific list pack, you can click the edit list pack tab. I'm sorry, did everybody see where I clicked that? It's right below the image. And then back in here, let's choose only homes with 2+ bath. And let's just do. Oh, there we go. Let's do under $1 million. Oops. 3 bedrooms under $1 million. It's probably going to be still a lot. But you guys are the real estate experts. So you tell me. Now I'm actually really curious to see what that shrunk down to. So keep in mind from this page itself, you can copy the link, share it directly to Facebook or send it by email. And when you click the share on Facebook button, you will have this list pack performance right here that says Facebook clicks on it. Now, that's kind of cool, especially if you decide that you want, to present specific criteria, home criteria in a zip code or a town or something like that. So once you start doing that on a regular basis and post that same updated list pack every Monday or every Friday, or maybe you do a different area, different days of the week, maybe 2 or 3 during the week, you can actually just repost the same link, because under this preview, it's linked to the MLS. So that means you don't need to create a new list pack every time you want to make a post, because it'll save it from the last time you created. And it'll update it. So thank God we got down to 94 properties. I feel better about that. It's still quite a lot of properties to sit through, but I think you guys get the idea of the difference now on how you set this up. Within here, you still have a lead capture form under Contact Me. They can click on it. I believe somewhere in there, there's a loan officer connection as well, or inquiry. I don't see it off the top of my head. But if you guys have clients with questions, I'm more than happy to get in touch with them.
So when you scroll down the list, this is what I see. This is
Oh,
what the
yeah.
clients will see, or
Mhm.
this is what they'll see.
So the clients will see that. So that should be the, basically what Teresa's looking at is this screen right here.
Okay,
And if you scroll down, you
Yeah.
see the description,
right.
you see that any open house upcoming dates, you have property details, schools, all of the information that you would normally see on your marketing material, like your print media that you would have at your open houses. But now you can actually see them, online here as well. So does anybody have any questions in regards to the overview on this? Because that was about the last of the features. Or do you guys have any, maybe even ideas on what you would be excited to do to create a list pack from?
So I have a question. You can do both hard copy flyers and send links with info.
That's correct. Yeah.
Now, are there on the website? I'm sure I can find it myself. Do they have any kind of video tutorials just to get more familiar with how to use everything?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked. So I believe it's under resources, but give me just a second. Boy, that looks funny. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it is resource. Once this loads.
It is actually, I pulled it up and it's got webinars and videos and stuff.
Yeah, so this is the right page, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, that the resources is correct.
Perfect. Thank you. I think this computer is doing a lot trying to run Zoom, share the screen, and also mock me in the process. It's a lot of energy. Cool. Well, if anybody has any other questions, I'd be happy to answer them here or at any point in time in the future, because this tool is just something that I think is really a great tool for today's environment, where we just have everybody who, we just have so many opportunities. When we get to do an open house, we get to print, have print media on it. We get to make Facebook posts about it and social media. And so any opportunity you have to present yourself as someone who does real estate is always a good thing to be doing. And it's even better when it really doesn't take that much time out of your day to be able to throw it together.
I just.
How do people,
Oh, cool.
sorry about that.
We'll find out if
Nice.
people click on it. So they're gonna see exactly what that is.
Nice, yeah.
I just did that.
So Teresa just did her live post to Facebook. Good job. Good job. All right, cool. Yeah.
Is this the Shannon Junior? Oh,
No, this is mine.
Oh, it's the list pack.
oh.
I think Gina, or did you have a question?
Yeah, I do have a question. There
Sure.
are, I'm gonna preface it with this, is that there are like different ways that I use, like say Real Scout and HomeBot. When I'm talking to people, like with sellers, I'll use HomeBot as that, like I try to use it as a service, like, oh, here, I can do this for you. Like with HomeBot, hey, you can keep track of your equity and options and blah, blah, blah. And then with Real Scout, I'll put people on it so that they can get a nicer look at listings where people really love Real Scout versus typical searches. The reason why I say that is, how can I use list reports as a way to like offering service to someone? Like, how do you present that to people? Does that
As-
make sense?
Yeah, as like, how would you present this as a
Like
service?
as a value thing, like as a,
Yeah.
I don't know if you just put it out there with flyers, this and that, or if I try to use different things if I'm talking to people, instead of like calling in like, hi, just trying to see if you, just checking in, like the same thing that everybody says, but actually calling and going, by the way, I have this thing, I want to offer it to you. It's so great because blah, blah, blah. Can you
Yeah.
do that with any part of this?
Yeah, absolutely. I would probably go into something like the tab that says infographics and click the view or share or download, whatever, it's these kind of,
Ooh,
it's this area report info that I think is really a cool feature of List Reports, how it grabs all of this data from third-party sources and puts it together like that. Their disclaimer is that the accuracy cannot be guaranteed because they're third-party sources, but it's fairly accurate from what we can see here. I love the area report of how close everything is, the great outdoors. Honestly, if you're trying to talk to somebody about selling their home, you might want to maybe present it like this to them and just be like, hey, do you know how many parks are near your property? Or maybe how many miles away they are from your property? Or do you know how many American food restaurants or Mexican food restaurants or bars or steakhouses there are near your house? Because that's something that is a marketability piece of your property, because it's all about the area. And I utilize this tool called List Reports that allows me to present this information immediately and just give people as much of an idea about the feel of the neighborhood that they're looking to purchase it. And so that's probably how I would use this in say a listing presentation. Does that answer your question?
yeah.
Okay.
I just was looking at how I try to use these things as different to like as an excuse to call either somebody from my database or new people to offer something instead of just a general, how you doing?
Absolutely. Yeah. This one, more specifically, this one is called pre-listing presentation. So that might be something you might want to look into as well.
Okay.
Gives you, actually, yeah, you know what? I'm not as big of a fan of this part of it with all the different sample photos, but there is some more information. Oh, actually, you know what? Looks like about the same information from the infographics. So I would probably just go with the infographic tab for listing presentation. That'd probably be a little bit more straight to the point.
Okay, I'll just explore through it to see what there's, because I see there's, the buyer reports, like you were scrolling through there. It shows, the infographics is great. We have, buyer reports. It's kind of the same thing, but yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, that wraps up my time for the day. Hopefully you guys found this useful. Hopefully you can utilize it in the future to make your life as a real estate agent a little bit less stressful and more efficient and more profitable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, thank you.
you're absolutely welcome. And with that, I expect at some point in time, there will be someone like Deborah or Hallie or Sophia that walks in and shuts down this Zoom somehow. Because somebody's laughing. But that concludes our session. I feel like they're just gonna all descend into this room at the same time. I feel like stop share, like if I click stop share, that's not gonna be the end of the world, right? Okay, yeah, there we go.
It's like Hunger Games. You're gonna be gone.
I know, right?
I don't know that.
You're
Oh,
safe, Mike. I'm watching. You're safe.
I'm safe. Okay, cool.
You're back. You're still on.
Cool, great. How do we wrap this up? Can I leave it to you, Deborah? Can you?
Yep, I'm gonna stop the recording if the class is all done.
It sure is. Thank you so
Okay.
much,
Well,
Deborah.
thank you. We appreciate you having you. They asked, you delivered. We appreciate you coming in and sharing all of this great information with them.
Absolutely. Thanks,
All
Deborah.
right, take care. Bye.